We're back for another one. Let's get started.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ask Joey Litz about random shit.
That's right, it's that time again. Q&A video number 4, much requested, and we got a lot of questions to cover today. This is definitely going to be a longer one, but I want to thank you all for submitting your questions. Appreciate it. You all rock. But first of all, to get started, since my last Q&A video, my subscribers have pretty much doubled. So a lot of new subscribers who watch my reviews but don't know me personally, don't really know about me. So I want to just introduce myself a little bit, answer a couple of questions that everyone's been asking me. So, my name's Joe Ledoux. I'm 19 years old. I live in Massachusetts. Music is pretty much my life. I listen to so much music, and it pretty much keeps me sane. I play a little bit of music, but not as much as I used to. Pretty much a dork. Spend a lot of time behind the computer screen. I love to cook. Cooking is also my job. It's what I do for a living. And, yeah, a lot of people have been trying to figure out what the fuck kind of accent I have. A lot of people are trying to figure out, like, what the hell kind of accent does this guy have? Some people say I have a mix of a Boston accent with a Southern accent. Some people say I sound Canadian. Some people, one person last week said I sound like I have a Tennessee accent. What? A little bit of story behind that. So obviously I'm in Massachusetts. I've lived here my whole life, same town and everything. Growing up, I had a very thick Boston accent, very thick. And about 4 years ago, I wanted to rid myself of it because I realized that the Boston accent, it's an ugly fucking accent. I can't stand the Boston accent. I mean, it just sounds like we can't pronounce our R's. It's fucking ridiculous. So I pretty much put myself through speech therapy. I made myself pronounce my R's and pronounce my words. And I think that the people I listen to, what I watch, the way people around me spoke, or people that I talked to online or whatever spoke, rubbed off on me, in terms of the way I started pronouncing words. So I think that's why I kind of have a mix, an orgy of accents, whatever you want to call it. So I guess it's a Boston accent mixed with some other junk. A little bit of Canadian, a little bit of Southern. I don't know. But yeah, my accent, I guess, is a hybrid. What was your first dipping experience? My first dipping experience was not a good one. So it was December 2009. I was with my friend Brendan, who is in my Cope Natural review. He's my best friend ever. We've been friends since 4th grade. He's like a brother to me. And, we were going into high school. We were freshmen, and we were really exposed to it. It was all around us in school. And so we got curious about it, and we wanted to try it. It was December 2009, and I got a tin of Longhorn Straight. Because I didn't know. I knew nothing about it. I didn't get any recommendations. To me, I thought dip was dip. Just, like cigarettes are cigarettes. They taste a little different, but overall the same thing. I got Longhorn Straight because it was cheap, and I thought straight meant straight tobacco. I didn't know that straight was a flavor. I thought it meant straight tobacco, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great! Great! It wasn't great. I didn't puke or anything, but that flavor, man. I got a little sick from the flavor. I didn't get sick from the nicotine because we took fucking tiny-ass pinches. We were like, that's a real man's pinch, right? And Longhorn Straight forever ruined straight dips for me. I can't do straight dips. I just can't do them. I've tried them all. I cannot do them. Like, just the smell of them makes me want to puke. Sometimes they say your first dip ever... You're forever gonna hate your first dip ever. In my case, it's true, but it's not just Longhorn Straight. It's all straights. I just can't do them. If you're wondering why I don't review them, that is why. What program do you use to edit? I use Sony Vegas Pro 12. If you watch my old videos, I used Windows Movie Maker back then, but now I use this, and I have for a while, and I love it. It's very easy to use, it's easy to edit, and it renders the videos in beautiful quality. I highly recommend it. I love it to death. What is your favorite thing to do while dipping? My favorite thing to do while dipping? Listening to music. Absolutely love having a good dip while listening to some good-ass music. Love it to death, and other than that, I guess, dipping on Skype with my viewers from all around the world. Very cool. I would have to say those two. Are you a violent person? Do you get into fights often? No, not at all. I'm not a violent person by nature. I never have been, and believe it or not, I've never been in one fight in my life. I'm not a violent person. People, I'm pretty much, when you get right down to it, I'm just a big fucking teddy bear. I don't like to mess with people, I don't like to start shit, and, I'm just a gentle giant. I'm not like that. Now, of course, if I was put in a situation where I really needed to fight, I would try, but I'd get my fucking ass handed to me. I can tell you that right now. I know you don't smoke anymore, but what did you like better, smoking or dipping? Well, see, the thing about that is when I was a smoker, I was smoking 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I was a chain smoker, and every time I'd go for a cigarette, I'd be like shaking. I'd be like, "Oh my god, I need this! Like, if I don't have this, the world's gonna end." Like, it was that bad an addiction. With dipping, it's just kind of something you do to enjoy it, you know. Just like, either I could use a lip right now, or I couldn't, or I don't need one right now. It's not nearly as intense. It's not nearly as bad as smoking. Don't smoke, folks.
Do you drink alcohol?
I do not. I tried it when I was younger. I've been drunk 3 times, and by drunk I mean absolutely shit-faced to the point of puking. But I don't anymore. It's not something I enjoyed, and even if I wanted to drink now, I can't, because if you don't know this, I have a seizure disorder. It's starting in 2007. I've had multiple seizures, just your generalized grand mal seizures. It's not epilepsy or anything, but I'm on medication for it now, and since 2007 they've been trying to find a medication that works for me, and it just took until November to finally find the medication. I mean, that's 6 years. But they finally found the right one that works for me, but you cannot consume alcohol where you take it, and I cannot not take it, because not taking your seizure medication that's built up in your system will in turn make you have seizures, and that's what the alcohol does. If you take this with alcohol, the alcohol reverses the effect where you can have seizures. So, it's really not even an option for me, but I don't feel like I'm missing out, because I never really liked it that much. Plus, there's a long line of addiction and alcohol in my family, so I kind of want to stay away from that anyways.
What did your brother die from?
Now, in case you didn't know this, my brother Matt died in 2010. He was 22 years old. And this is, sorry if I get kind of, But Matt and I were very close, and the last few years of his life, he lived down in Florida, down in Fort Myers, Florida, with his girlfriend. But in 2009, him and his girlfriend broke up, and he stayed down in Florida, and she moved up here. And while she was up here, she was depressed, so she got into drugs. Matt didn't know this, and they got back together, and she moved back down there, and pretty much brought that shit down to Matt. And, I'm not, I know Matt kind of gave into it, but she was all around him, and probably to some degree persuaded him to do it, and he just happened to take 2 drugs that you couldn't mix, and it stopped his heart. He wasn't an addict. He died before it even got to that point. It wasn't an overdose. It just happened. I don't know what they were, but he mixed 2 drugs that you couldn't mix, and it just stopped his heart. And of course, his girlfriend and the other friend that was there, they were high, so they didn't even know he was dead. They thought he went to bed, and they went to check on him, and realized he was cold, and they shook him, and his head turned, and he gurgled and puked, and he was already dead. He'd already been dead for a couple hours by the time they realized he was dead. So yeah.
What was life like before and after your brother's death?
I've been talking to people about this too. It completely changed me as a person. Before Matt's death, I wasn't the greatest person. I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of anger issues, and did some pretty shitty things. I wasn't necessarily a punk, but I kind of like to fuck people over, and I guess I just kind of wasn't that good to people, and I used to always sweat the small things and get heated over dumb stuff. And after his death, I changed completely as a person, and believe it or not, I changed for the better. Obviously, the fact that Matt died wasn't good, but in the long run, who I became as a person after that, I'm a much better person. I learned not to sweat the small things. I learned to appreciate life. Do not fuck people over, because they could be gone like that. And completely changed my values, and as a result of that, I've become a much better person from it in the long run.
Do you support underage dippers?
Here's what I've always said about underage dipping. You make the choice. If you understand the risks and wish to use tobacco, then go for it. Nobody waits until they're 18 to dip or smoke, just like nobody waits until they're 21 to drink. If you understand the risks and know it's bad for you and you still want to do it, go for it.
Do you own any guns?
No.
What are your thoughts on gun control, or just gun rights in general?
Well, where I'm from, guns aren't all that prominent. I've never seen a gun in person in my life. It's a lot different up here than it is down there. So I'm not a gun guy. I'm not into guns. I have no real interest in guns. Doesn't mean I have a problem with them, because when you think about it, the gun itself is completely neutral. the gun itself is neutral. It doesn't, it's the person that's using it. And most people that use guns mean no harm by them. They use it to go hunting or go to the shooting range or just whatever. But there's always those few bad apples out there that use it to harm people, to kill people, to shoot people. And that kind of ruins the name of guns. It kind of makes them look bad, I think. I have no problems with guns because, yeah, they can be used as a weapon, but I mean, you could kill someone with a fucking sharp pencil. You can kill someone with a kitchen knife. You can kill someone with almost anything, just like guns. And of course, I don't think they should be banned because prohibition does not work. Prohibition does not work. No matter what you do, even if you made them illegal, people are still going to get them. This is that black market. So there's nothing you can do. So you might as well make them legal. I do think that the one thing I do think is they should have a background check when you get a gun because people are still going to get them illegally. But even if that just saves one person's life, it's worth saving that one life.
If you had to dip one dip for the rest of your life and it had to be skull, what would it be?
I'm not a huge skull guy, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I was watching one of my really old videos, one of the first ones I made, and I was like, as you guys know, skull's my favorite. It's fucking embarrassing. I guess you got to start somewhere. I like skull once in a while. I won't go near the mint or wintergreen. The extras, pretty much. Yeah. I hate berry and citrus. Once in a while, I'll go with apple or cherry or peach. But, you'd get sick of all those. I guess the least likely skull I would get sick of for the rest of my life, I guess I would have to go with skull spearmint. I'd still get sick of it, but it seems like it'd be the least worst choice. So I guess I would go with spearmint.
Do you herp or derp? Borp or borp?
I don't really herp or derp a lot, but I do like to borp. Borp, 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 borp.
What's something you do, watch, listen to that always puts you in a good mood?
Something I do to put me in a good mood naturally would be hanging out with friends or family. That's the number one. Getting on Skype, making dip reviews, things like that always put me in a good mood. For things I watch, I don't watch a lot of TV and movies. I think most of them these days are garbage. What I do is, to put me in a good mood, I watch people that speak to me, that I feel a connection to. George Carlin George Carlin and Louis C.K. are perfect examples. People you watch to, you feel a connection, you agree with them, sure, but I don't know, they make you think in a way, and that's something. And listen to, I wish I could give you a more exciting answer, but music. Just music.
You play guitar, right? What kind of music do you like?
I do play guitar a little bit, not nearly as much as I used to, but I still do pick it up from time to time. I pick it up a little bit more lately. And for music, I like some older stuff, Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, Neil Young, stuff like that. But the music that I love, that I feel is the soundtrack to my life, that is my music, is 90s music. Everything from the 90s, because it's naturally the music I grew up with. And whenever I listen to it, it fills me with that nostalgia and just a connection to it. It's just there. I love anything that came out of the 90s, except NSYNC.
I know you used to do cigar reviews, but do you still smoke them?
Nope, I do not smoke anything anymore. Like I said, I was getting to 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I wasn't even smoking cigars anymore, but I had to quit smoking, and I did. Finally, and I quit July 5th of last year and haven't had a cigarette since. And I feel a lot better. Gained some weight because of it, but I'm starting to knock that down now. I'm down 12 pounds, but in the long run, I made the right choice.
How do you feel about Obama and why?
Let's just be completely honest. Let's cut right to the chase. Let's not split hairs. Obama fucking sucks. He sucks. But if you ask me, all politicians suck. They're put there to tell you what you want to hear. They're there to give you the illusion, the feeling, to make you think you have the freedom of choice. I will admit I'm a bit cynical, but that's how I look at it. And they're all crooks. They're all liars. Obama fucking sucks, but I think we would have been just as fucked with Mitt Romney as we are with Obama. People ask what I think of the government and the country. Simple as this, we're fucked. We are fucked.
What is your favorite thing about George Carlin?
George Carlin is pretty much my number one hero. I really look up to him. And there's so much that I could choose, but it's hard to say, but I love, of course I agree with him and he's funny, but especially his 90 shows on, those are the best shows. Those are the ones I watch. His stuff from the 70s and 80s is great too, but the 90s onward is the stuff that, really I connect to. And I just love his rapid fire, the way he just goes off word after word, this beautiful way of using the English language, word after word, firing off these ideas from all angles and having emotion attached to them. And pretty much that, and just him saying what he wants to say and not giving a fuck. I have a lot of respect for that. I love so many things about him. That's only some of them, but if I had to choose my very favorite things to point out, that would be it.
How many times do you pack a lip a day, and do you always pack a fat lip, or do you just do it for the video?
I love when people ask, how many lips do you pack a day? Because it's always different. It's not like I have a little schedule planned out, fucking written down, lip at 2:30. It's always random. I just pack a lip when I want to pack a lip. On average, I probably pack 10 and a half a day, but some days I only pack half a tin, sometimes I dip 2 tins. But on average, 10 and a half. And I don't just fake the lips for the video. The lips you see me taking my videos are the lips I actually take. I don't put on an act. I don't fake who I am. I don't try to do things to make me look badass. When you see me on camera in my reviews, what you see is what you get. What you see is who I actually am.
Joey, do you jerk off?
No, I don't jack off. I'm abstinent. Jacking off is a sin. Of course I jack off. I mean, of course I jack off. I don't really go overboard. I jack off at least once a day, sometimes twice if I'm feeling naughty. But yes, I jack off.
What is your stance on handjobs? I personally hate them and would rather rub my dick with broken glass.
Yeah, I don't like handjobs. I don't see the point. I can do that myself, thank you. I don't need someone else to do it for me. Because when I do it, I can control tightness and speed, shit. I don't need someone else to do that for me. Over a hand job, I'd rather take a blowjob. But even a blowjob, I'd just rather fucking sex. I'd rather fucking commence sex. Commence Operation Raging Sex. But yeah, I'll take a blowjob. Fuck hand jobs. Yeah.
How many guitars do you own? Also, which one's your favorite?
I have 5 guitars, 3 acoustic, 2 electric, and I also have a mandolin and a bend guitar. And my favorite is definitely this, my baby. And this is my Epiphone Masterbuilt. It's my baby, acoustic electric. This is my baby, definitely my favorite.
Is the picture I see in all your videos between the 2 doors in the background a picture of you?
Yes, it is. Oddly enough, when I take a picture for Facebook and upload it, it asks me if I want to tag it. That's kind of cool. But yes, not only is it a picture of me, it's actually a painting of myself I painted in 8th grade art class. I keep it up for the memories. Only problem is I wasn't wearing a hat. I'm not Joey Leds without a hat. I'm fucking Joey Leds. But not when I don't have a hat. But you can't wear hats in school, so.
How do you deal with depression?
I don't fully think that's a fair question because I don't have clinical depression. I don't have depression. When I was a teenager, first hitting the teenage years, I thought I did. Just because it's a crazy time, hormones are raging, but I don't. But of course there are times where I've been depressed. My brother Matt dying is a perfect answer. So I'm going to just go based on the times I have been depressed, but I don't have depression. All I really do is I just spend a lot of time in my head. Of course, talking to people, you need that too, but what I really do, honestly, my way of grieving is being inside my head and just thinking it over. And I'm trying to find the right way to word this. I spend a lot of time in my head trying to connect the wires, trying to rebuild myself, try to get over something on my own. I'm a very, independent person. I do a lot of things on my own without help of others, and I'm lucky enough to be able to, explore my own head and figure out what can I do to fix this problem, or if it's a problem I cannot fix, what can I do to move on from here? That's what I do. It doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't work for most people, but luckily I have the ability to do that, and I'm very grateful for it.
What do you think has been the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
I don't think this is the most dangerous thing I've ever done. It is the most dangerous thing I've ever done. And I've never been open about it. I've never told you guys about it, but it's in the past now, and I think it's okay to open up about it now. I used to abuse the shit out of Adderall. I used to really, really binge on Adderall. I really had a problem for a while. I got prescribed to Adderall in September 2010. and I went on it for my ADHD, and everything was fine at first. I used to call it the magic pill because it seemed to fix all my problems. My grades shot up from D's and F's to A's and B's, and everything was perfect for the first year. No problems at all. Took it as prescribed. Didn't take it when I didn't need it. Didn't take it on weekends. Didn't take it over the summer. Just for school. Second year, for the most part, it still worked and it was controlled. Sometimes I would take a little bit more than I needed to, but it wasn't too bad. I didn't abuse it. Then the third year, entering 2013, it was a complete mess. I would abuse the shit out of it. I would go on huge binges and purges because I'd never bought it illegally. I'd get my whole month's prescription and it'd be gone in 2 weeks, then 1 week, and this went on throughout the year. And then October of 2013 was really the turning point because in October I got my prescription, 30-day prescription, and I blasted through it in 2 days. And not only did I take it, I snorted it all. And it was crazy. I was so high, times I would blank out. I was up for 4 or 5 days just on that. And, I'd be sitting here in my room and I'd look around and band posters on my walls were singing to me. And my George Carlin poster's eyes were following me. And my DVD rack was fucking trying to eat me and shit. It was not gonna lie, it was so fun. It was fucking amazing. It was like the best feeling in the world. But that was a revelation for me because I said, okay, this is why people get addicted to drugs. This is it. This is why. I'm not just taking it to correct my ADHD anymore. I'm taking it to get high on it because it feels so amazing. And I need to stop this before it gets worse. And I did. Once I came off that huge binge, I felt absolutely shit. It was terrible. Huge hangover, and it wasn't just a hangover, it was for days. I felt like ass. And that was the turning point, and I said, I gotta stop this. And I went right to my doctor and had him discontinue my prescription, and I have not had it since October 22nd. And I'm so glad I stopped. I feel so much better now. And it just feels good to be me because that changes who you are as a person, whether you're abusing it or not. When you take it, it changes who you are as a person. They're still amphetamines. They're still in the same category as crack, coke, meth, and if you ask me, it pretty much is legal meth. And it's terrible stuff. If you have ADD, ADHD, I advise you to stay away from it, and I'm speaking from experience here. And now that I've stopped taking it, 4 months in, longest I've gone without it ever since I started taking it in 2010, because I would stop taking it over the summer, but then school would start up, so that's 2 months. I'm 4 months without it now, first time in almost over 3 years without it, and I feel great. I feel me again. It feels awesome. It's a past regret. I pretty much wasted 3 years of my life, but you know what? That's life for you. You gotta move on. And I have. And I will.